Alright, so, Alright, so, last time, I did a little something with console commands. What I did was I made Denmark leave the Reichspakt. And now Denmark is under an authoritarian democratic government, and their prime minister is Victor Herschel, who I believe was a general, or something like that. I believe he was a military man in Denmark. Anyways, I did something with console commands to make Denmark leave the Reichspakt. Now, sometimes during the Second Weltkrieg early on, Denmark can actually leave the Reichspakt and make peace with the Third Internationale, after which usually Germany will invade Denmark and turn it into a puppet state. So there is some precedent, lore-wise, for Denmark leaving the Denmark leaving the Reichspakt, either during or after the Second Weltkrieg. So, lore-wise, it could make sense that Denmark would want to leave the Reichspakt after the Second Weltkrieg. So I did just that in console commands. And now, that allows me to do this. I am going to invade Denmark, as well as Iceland, which at this point is sort of a constituent, autonomous part of Denmark. It's not quite an independent country, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to invade Denmark, and I'm also going to invade its autonomous puppet of Iceland. So then I'll finally have all of Scandinavia under my wing, and I'll have all the other Scandinavian and Nordic countries as my puppet states. I already have Finland and Norway as puppets. Now I gotta make Denmark and Iceland puppets. So let's put this plan into motion. Let's get this started. Okay. Göteborg, and I'm going to invade. I'm going to create an invasion plan, a battle plan, or whatever you want to call it, to invade Jutland from Göteborg.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat!
Sorry. Okay.
Order! Manöver!
I'm sorry.
Manöver!
Okay. There we go.
Gå!
What's it gonna take for this army to get all the way here? I don't know.
Ja!
But what I'm definitely gonna have is one army invade Iceland. Let me go with this general. Who am I looking for? Harald Malmberg. He'll give me a faster planning speed. But what I gotta do now is set my war goal against Denmark. Let me go for coastal Greenland. Sure, why not? So, do I look like a bad guy as Sweden invading Denmark? Maybe not, considering that Denmark is under an authoritarian democratic government and is not really functioning as a democracy right now. I don't know, I guess I could be viewed in a sympathetic light as Sweden invading Denmark and bringing back democracy to Denmark. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why they're under authoritarian democratic rule, but maybe I'll play as Denmark and one day. That would be pretty cool. Alright.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat!
Let me go to Bergen, Norway, and I'll invade Iceland. Let me invade right outside of Reykjavik. I have enough transports for divisions. Okay. Garbo Skratar, Nikocha. Oh, sorry. Garbo Skratar, Ninochka. Garbo laughs. That is how the movie is marketed all across the world. as the Swedish beautiful megastar Greta Garbo does her first attempt at a comedy movie. The movie centers around Garba in the role of Nichotka, an ice-cold syndicalist who finds love and abandons her political ideas to move to a capitalist society. Even though it is tongue-in-cheek and makes fun of the capitalist society too, it is clear that it mocks all forms of syndicalism. She is so beautiful, get me a ticket. Awesome. Okay, so let me look at this.
None of it.
Let me bring the theater. Let me just see if I can... Let me research engineer campus 1.
Ja.
Let me go to Trondheim, Norway, and let me invade Iceland from the other side. Okay, do I even have enough transports? Oh, I have no transport, so to heck with that, I guess.
Uppfattat.
Hang on. Maybe I can cancel my justification. You know what? I'm fine with my justification, but... Let me justify my war goal again. Let me go for Jutland instead. You know what? Hang on, I have an idea. I'll go for Jutland and coastal Greenland. Okay, August 21st, 1940. Not bad.
None of it.
This is forest. Maybe I should switch to the generals around. This guy's a mountain general. I'll have him instead.
Go.
I can have a lot of forest here.
But
There's a lot of forest there too, so...
none of it.
Oh. Can't forget about this. The focus tree. Okay. The Berling Commission. We could embrace our technology by forming a commission of scientists under the chairmanship of mathematician and Professor Arne Berling of the University of Uppsala. His knowledge of deciphering could be a key in a confrontation by either military or clandestine means. Effect: 2x 100% research bonus for electronics. Let's do it. Let me also send this guy down here. Can this...
Uppställning.
No, I won't get rid of Home Course Army just yet, but...
Order.
Can I put more... Okay, I don't think I can... Okay. I don't think I can add any more units to, Army 6. I'm sorry, Army 2.
None of it.
Let me just... Okay, let me create a third theater of war. I'm just going to... Okay, I am just going to have one long, battle line along the Finnish and Norwegian borders with the Soviet Republic. Because Finland and Norway are my puppet states, so that also concerns me. So I need my armies along the Soviet border with Finland and Norway.
Uppfattat.
So let me just... You know, I think I'll worry about the Soviets later. I'll send my guys down to Denmark and invade Denmark and restore democracy to Denmark. And make Denmark my puppet state afterwards. Now let me build some... I'm gonna build some heavy tanks. Okay, let me also build some new factories, military and civilian. Let me build some in Finland. My puppet state. And I'll build some civilian factories as well. There we go. Okay. Let me see. Industrial. Yeah, I'll go with this industrial company. this infantry equipment manufacturer, and this capital ship manufacturer.
Go!
Oh, can't forget to raise taxes. Okay, inflation down by 11. In 1941, it should be down by 10. 1942, 9, and then in 1943, 8%. So to wrap up the Crisis Commission, it's below 8. So in 1943 or 1944, I'll be able to wrap up the Crisis Commission. So that'll be good. That's something to look forward to. Okay, but also my naval command. Let me send some air wings on missions. Okay. That's good. Love it. Alright.
Order!
Let me build a public works program. Or start a public works program. Same difference. Okay. Okay, what the... Alright, let me fix something. Alright. Thought I already fixed this with Italy. Hang on. I did this before I started playing because I figured it would just add more necessary time to the video. But let me just fix something. Okay, tag SRD. Set owner 1005 sick. Set owner sick 1005. Set owner sick 157. Okay. Oh. Okay, let me just do this again. Wait, let me just try something. Okay. Oh, it still kind of looks ugly, but... Okay. I know how to fix this. So, set owner sick 1005, set owner sick 157, max pap. Bam. Okay, I like these borders better. Tag sweet. I might have to come back. I may have to keep an eye on Italy for a minute. Fix something in a few days. Okay. So, who's justifying war on me? Uh-oh, the Soviets are justifying against Ukraine. Well, hopefully they'll only attack Ukraine. Okay. Let me just go to tag sick. And next. I'm sorry, tag sweet. Come in.
No,
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Put it in the gaveta.
Yes, in
That's
the
it.
cabinet. Got it.
Yes, sir. The shower is very clean.
The what? Oh, got it, got it. Alright, stop. Let me fix this once and for all. Okay. Back to Sweden. Okay. Let me send this guy. I guess I could send this guy. I'm gonna send as many men as I can to the Danish front. Okay. Back to the game. Okay. That should fix that. So, what I find interesting is that there's the Kingdom of Italy and the Kingdom of Italy. Both, one that's under the House of Savoy, and one that's under the House of Habsburg. I believe this guy was under the House of Habsburg. I believe he was Grand Duke of Tuscany in real life. But I don't know, I might use console commands to turn the two Sicilies into the Empire of Italy. So I can have basically 3 Italian kingdoms claiming to be Italy. One in the south, one in the central and north, and one in the north. I don't know, I just think that'd be cool. But I'll worry about that later. Right now it's time to worry about invading Denmark. And, that's my main concern. And after my war with Denmark, I plan on using console commands to leave the Reichspakt, because I guess it could make sense, lore-wise, that Sweden would want to leave the Reichspakt, considering that Sweden has a long history of neutrality in international affairs, and maybe after the Second Weltkrieg they'd want to leave the Reichspakt. After all, the only reason they joined was because Norway was a socialist country on their border. But that's not a problem anymore. Maybe they'd even want to go their own way and form their own faction, which I will do with console commands as well. And it's also sort of in my personal canon that Sweden and Scandinavia go their own way after the Second Weltkrieg, but that's neither here nor there.
Ja!
So let's continue.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Manöver!
Yeah, and the Soviet Republic is at war with Iran. Interesting. And let's not forget about my little colony over here in Southeast Asia, which includes... It's basically my little colony of southern Thailand and northern Malaya. I'm not sure what this colony would be called, really, but still pretty cool. Let me research this. Okay, back to home. Back to Sweden. Right, let me have my guys deploy in the south of Sweden, closer to the front lines. Let me go with Agricultural Production Board. The Swedish Agricultural Production Board, or APB, will be created in order to help guide our people through this disaster. Through careful government oversight, we can make sure that agriculture products make it to where they need to be. And this will give me a national spirit, same name as the focus, which will grant monthly population plus 5.0% and out of supply minus 20.0%. That's pretty cool. Okay. Alright, where was I? That's in the south. Okay. Fix this. Okay, that's in the south too. Okay, we're all good. Yeah, basically Greece is the last... Well, basically Greece and the Soviet Republic are the last socialist countries in Europe. The last revolutionary socialist countries in Europe, to be more exact. Oh, and Georgia. They're basically the last 3 revolutionary socialist countries in Europe. As well as CNTFIA, but they're going to be defeated soon anyway. Let me trade aluminium with... I guess I can trade with Germany. Yeah, I'm surprised I wasn't a trade partner with Germany earlier. Okay, looks like the American Union State's gonna win the Civil War. The Second American Civil War, to be more exact. Okay, Insulindia declared war on the Dutch East Indies. Usually they lose, but maybe this time they'll win. Probably not, they usually lose. Apparently Philippines is at war with the Empire of Japan and the Co-Prosperity Sphere, which is national populist in this playthrough. Interesting. I've seen Japan go democratic more often than not lately.
Go!
Support Bofors. Bofor is our go-to arms company, specializing in utilizing our iron reserves for artillery and big guns. It would be a good idea to partner with them more. And this will give me one building slot in military factory in Småland, and will give me Bofors as an available designer, which will give me all these benefits. Awesome. Either the Carlists or the Kingdom of Spain will win the Civil War. I think it'll be the Kingdom of Spain. Interesting. Central America. Oh. It looks like Central America is a socialist country, but is now under a social democratic government. Interesting. And Mexico is still totalist. I imagine after the American Union State wins the Civil War that they might want to invade Mexico. I can't imagine they'd like a totalist Mexico on their southern border. Buenos Aires-Lima Pact is still at war with Brazil, and Peru is democratic, yet is a member of this faction, which includes mostly national populist nations. Interesting. Colombia is radical socialist, but Ecuador and Venezuela are still democratic. Same with Costa Rica, but Panama's under a military dictatorship. Interesting.
Uppfattat!
Okay, Barcelona has fallen to the Carlists. So now it's just Carlist Spain in the north and the Kingdom of Spain in the south. Ireland's supporting Carlist Spain for some reason. Not sure why. The Entente is, but so is of course, the British Reconstruction Authority is. But no one's supporting the Kingdom of Spain. They might lose. Who knows? Okay. It's time to declare war on Denmark. But first, we gotta send out the... Okay, now I know what to do. Did I save? Okay. I won't call my allies. Oh, I'm actually doing very well against Denmark.
Over.
How about there? Okay, I gotta wait for this army to be ready. Alright, now I know what I have to do. Call my allies.
Ja.
Alright, now I'm finally beginning my naval invasion. So I'm beginning my naval invasion of Jutland, Göteborg in southern Sweden, and also my land invasion of Jutland in Denmark from Germany. Awesome.
Skott kommer! Uppfattat!
Let's go back to Denmark for a second. Alright. Okay, I've landed. Let me march into Arvid.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Manöver!
Go here.
Ja, befäl!
Go there. Alright, Danish armies have been overrun. Alright, I have 69% participation. So that'll give me more bargaining power at the peace deal. Can I invade Iceland yet? I don't know.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat!
Establish FOA. It has been proposed to form the first It has been proposed to form the first Varet's First King Sanstalt out of the separate FKA, MFI, and SUN research groups that make up the technological branch of our armed forces in order to streamline our research. And this will give me 1 research slot, so I'll go with it.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Ja. Uppställning!
Let me send these guys here.
Manöver! Order! Ja, befäl!
I've got to take over Copenhagen. Capital of Denmark.
Uppställning!
Okay, the 1940 Swedish general elections. The campaigning season has run its course again, and the Swedish people have gone to the polls to elect the government they consider to be the best for Sweden. All that is left for the ballots to be counted before... Okay. All that is left is for the ballots to be counted before we can declare the winner. The Social Democrats triumph, the Social Democrats triumph, or the Conservatives stand victorious. Let me see something. So what happens if I pick the Conservatives stand victorious? Will that allow me to do this part of the focus tree? I don't think so. Yeah. Hang on. You know what? I'll just stick with the Social Democrats for now. In the 1944 election, I'll go with the Conservatives just to mix things up. Although I don't think I'll be able to do the Conservative part of the focus tree. Alright.
Uppställning! Utgå! Understödjande eld, blankningsmanöver, anfall!
Am I invading Iceland yet? No. I don't have enough naval power there. Looks like I might capture Copenhagen. Even if with a little German help. Are the Germans even invading Copenhagen? No, it's all me. Okay, that's awesome. Poland, which is pretty cool.
Uppfattat!
Social Democratic government formation. Once again, the Social Democrats have been victorious in the elections, and it is their right to form a Swedish government. The press eagerly wonders what kind of government will rule Sweden in the coming years. An agrarian Social Democratic coalition. Okay. I still have the same ministers. Let me switch them around. I'll go with... Harry, Revolver Harry Soderman for my head of intelligence. I'll go with, who should I go with for my Minister of Interior? I'll go with Eric Palmestirna as my as my Foreign Minister. I'll go with Ernst Vigfrost for my Economy Minister. I already assigned Harry Soderman as my Minister of Intelligence, or my Head of Military Intelligence, to be more exact. And I'll have Carl Gustav Westman as my Minister of Interior. He's a social liberal, and the social liberals are the Agrarian Party, so yeah, I'll just do that. So, I guess it's a real coalition government. What can I say? Okay, back to the game. Let me go for war propaganda against Denmark.
Order!
So it's my general Ernstaf Klerker versus the Danish general Frode Lund Valkov. Frode Lund Valkov.
Gå!
Let me send some more guys into the battle.
Uppfattat! Hit! Back!
There we go.
Uppfattat! Tryck på! Pressa dem bakåt! Gå!
Kalokane released. Kalokane is a novel written by the ever-busy Karen Boya. It takes place in a dystopian, fictive nation where criticizing the state is strictly illegal and the state controls every single part of your life. It reflects on men and women, on class issues, and the conflicts that arise from these issues. It is ultimately a depressing read. It takes brutal stabs at any totalitarian regimes, left or right. A fascinating and disturbing read. How dare she mock the strong, glorious state? Censor it. I'm not going to censor it, that's stupid. This will change the popularity of authoritarian democracy, totalism, national populism, and paternal autocracy. And I'll gain plus 30 political power. Okay, awesome.
Hit! Back! Uppställning! Hit! Back! Hit! Back! Ja! Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Framåt, mannar! Fortsätt anfall! Mannar, fortsätt anfall!
Well, Germany, you've already taken the best parts, so yeah. What can I say? I'll just take the rest. Coastal Greenland, Faroe Islands, and Humboldt Glacier. Who gets Iceland? I guess I'm still at war with Iceland. What the fuck? Okay. Hang on. I have a better idea. Let me annex Den. There we go. That's better. My troops basically I'm sorry. Okay, I know I'm cheating a little bit here, but my troops basically captured Copenhagen and invaded most of Sweden. I'm sorry, invaded most of Denmark. So I feel like I have at least some right to occupying Denmark. And I don't know, I feel as if Germany wouldn't be that interested in it, but whatever. And I got 67% participation in the war. That's kind of BS that Germany took Denmark from me, but whatever. Now I gotta focus on Iceland. Okay, that's fine. You know what? Okay. Let me do... Okay, so I took over Denmark. I guess it could also make sense that I take over Iceland. Okay, so I've annexed Iceland. So this could make sense lore-wise because I took over Denmark and occupied them. And if I took over the capital of Denmark, Copenhagen, and took over a lot of the country, I imagine Iceland as an autonomous part of Denmark would also surrender to me, so whatever. Right, let me make some decisions. I'll make those later. Let me just send my navies back. Fate of Iceland and Greenland. I'm going to do Fate of Denmark first. After a short campaign... Okay, the fate of Denmark. After a short campaign across the numerous islands of Denmark and the capture of its capital, we have managed to take down the country. Copenhagen is now in our hands. The status of the Atlantic islands of Denmark is a particularly interesting case to deal with, but we'll anyway have to decide on the future of Denmark. Liberate Denmark as a monarchy, liberate Denmark as a republic, or occupy them. I'll liberate Denmark as a monarchy. So I've liberated Denmark, and now Denmark is under a social democratic government, and is now democratic once again. Alright. The fate of Iceland and Greenland. The fate of the Danish Northern Atlantic. The campaign in the Northern Atlantic has paid off. Iceland has fallen in our hands, and the question is now what we should do with this rather barren... I'm sorry. The campaign in the Northern Atlantic has paid off. Iceland has fallen in our hands, and the question now is what we should do with these rather barren islands in the Northern Atlantic. Release an independent Iceland, release Iceland and give Denmark... I'm sorry. Okay. So I can release an independent Iceland, release Iceland and give Greenland to Denmark, release Iceland and give Greenland to Norway, or occupy them. I'll release an independent Iceland. So now Iceland is under the same government it was before, under Prime Minister Stefan Johan Stefansson. Okay, I know I sort of cheated there, but I don't know. I felt I had a right to occupy Denmark and Iceland for, I guess, lore reasons and common sense, I guess, reasons that the game itself as a game, and, you know, it just can't take those into account. But whatever. I was actually able to invade Iceland on another playthrough, but I guess I didn't get around to it in this one, because I tried before to invade Iceland and I was actually pretty successful and invaded parts of it, but this time I guess it didn't work out.
Go!
It is what it is.
Gå! Ja! Uppfattat! Ja, befäl! Uppställning! Manöver! Uppfattat! Ja! Ja, befäl! Order!
Alright. I need to set up my armies along the border with the Soviet Republic. The border with Finland and the Soviet Republic, to be more exact.
Ja! Uppställning! Manöver! Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Ja, befäl!
Alright, let me fix my roster a little bit. My roster of generals, let me fix it.
Manöver! Gå!
Where are the forests? These are the forests. Okay.
Ja, befäl!
Oil shale and the SSAB. Sweden has significant deposits of oil shale, a fact known since the 18th century. Before the Weltkrieg, we had been ignoring these deposits, but in the modern day and age, fuel is what wins wars. Let us expand our operations mining it, and this will give me 10 production of oil in Svealand and 1 building slots and synthetic refinery in the same region.
Ja, befäl!
Where are the mountains here? Yeah, those look like mountains to me. But first... There we go.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat! Ja! Uppfattat!
Okay, Gibraltar has fallen to the Carlists. Oh no. That's not good. Okay, not Homequist. Let me go to...
Uppfattat!
Army 3. There we go. Perfect. Okay, Carlist Spain has won the Spanish Civil War, it seems. So now Spain will definitely join the Entente.
Ja! Manöver! Uppställning! Ja, befäl! Uppfattat!
Hang on, let me switch these guys around.
Ja! Manöver! Gå! Ja!
Apparently, the Soviet Republic annexed Iran. And now Iran is a puppet state of the Soviet Republic under Avitis Sultanzadeh. Interesting. Crisis Commission reports. Interesting. Okay, it's a new year, 1941. Let me just do this. Let me go with Bent Nordenskjöld. Bengt Nordenskjöld for my Chief of Air Force. Let me go with... I'll go with, this guy for my light bomber manufacturer. This, company right here. Okay, let me go for... Okay, I'll fix my laws in a minute. And yes, I own Greenland now, which is pretty cool. And do I own the Faroe Islands? No, I gave it back to Denmark. So yes, now Norway, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland are all under my protection, and they are all my puppet states. So Sweden has become the dominant power amongst the Scandinavian and Nordic countries, and they have all the other Scandinavian and Nordic countries as their puppet states. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let me dock my navy. Let me put this guy here. I had another guy somewhere. Who's this guy? Yeah, okay, get out of there. Back home. Alright. Darn it. Go there. Why can't he move? There we go. That's better than nothing. I guess I didn't have enough fuel. Whatever. Let me move around some of my troops.
Ställning! Ja. Manöver! Hit! Back! Hit! Back!
Alright, the Spanish Civil War is over. When can Carlos Spain join the Entente? Later. Okay, so... I'll go with Husqvarna Wapenfabriks Aktiebolag. Let me read this. Husqvarna Wapenfabriks is a purely Swedish arms factory with a long history of producing weapons. We should support them so we can use their presence to our advantage. And this will give me one building slot in military factory in Kiruna, and then I'll have this company available as a designer. I should be finished with this part of the tree, this military and industrial part, by the end of 1941. Then I can go on to the naval and air tree, and then I should be finished. Carlos Spain has reformed itself as the Kingdom of Spain. Okay, Okay. Alright, it's February 21st, 1941. Now, Sweden doesn't need to be a member of the Reichspakt anymore. They've basically gotten rid of the socialists in Norway and the national populists in Finland and restored democracy to Denmark and even took over Iceland. So they don't really need to be a part of the Reichspakt anymore, and with their long history of neutrality, it'd be the best for them to leave. Let me restart the game up. However, apparently they can't leave the Reichspakt without Germany being paternal autocrat or Sweden being national populist. But, I do have a way I can do this amicably. So it's February 24th, 1941. Let me just go to allow Diplo. I'm going to do this amicably with Germany. So I'm going to leave faction. So Sweden and its puppet states are no longer in the Reichspakt. Turn off allow Diplo.
Order!
However, okay, let me turn on allow Diplo one more time. Okay, let me just wait a few days, so it makes sense, story-wise. Okay, sucks I can't trade with Germany anymore. I'll just trade aluminium with someone else. I'll trade with, Canada. Why not? My front along the Soviet border is looking better. I think Finland gave up some territory to the Soviet Republic, which is kind of a bummer, but it's better than war.
Uppfattat!
Okay.
Manöver!
Okay. It's March 22nd, 19... You know what? Let me wait a little longer.
Ja, befäl! Uppfattat!
It's March 28th of 1941. Let me turn on allow Diplo. I'm sorry. Let me create a faction with one of my puppet states. In this case, Norway. Alright, they will accept. So I think I'm going to call my faction the Nordic Alliance. Now in Swedish that would be Nordisk Alliance. I might just do that. Or Pact, the Nordic Pact. Which name do I like more? Yeah, I'll go with Nordic Alliance or Nordic Alliance. I think I just prefer it having it in Swedish. But then again, yeah, I like this name. Okay. Hang on, they haven't accepted yet. But now they have. Alright, Nordisk Alliance, or Nordisk Alliance. I've created it. Now, if that is not blessed, I don't know what is. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. There. Honestly, I think it'd be pretty cool if, they made, like, an actual way for Sweden and the Nordic countries to create their own alliance in Kaiserreich, aside from the Nordic Federation path. But maybe that'll come in the future. In the meantime, I'll just do it with console commands. And I've created my own faction, the Nordisk Alliance. Cool. I think I've stated this before, but in my own headcanon, I have it that Sweden and the Scandinavian countries go their own way and form their own alliance separately from the Germans after the Second Weltkrieg. But
Go!
that's just my headcanon. What can I say? But it's still pretty cool. And it makes sense that Sweden would be the leader of said faction, because it has the biggest population of all these countries, and it's located right in the middle of Scandinavia and the Nordic countries, so it can basically take over the others and project power. But now it's time to worry about the Soviet Republic, and I'm surprised the Soviet Republic hasn't founded the Fourth Internationale. So let me look at the Soviets. Okay, Red Cossacks, interesting. Can they? They can't form the Fourth Internationale. Hang on, I thought they could. Whatever. Okay, so the Soviet Republic is about to enact the Don-Kuban Union, I think. Encourage urbanization. In the 20th century, it is the 20th century and society as a whole is moving towards urbanization. It would be a great advantage to us to embark on this as well, as Sweden is home to lots of agrarian societies. Gotland had 2 building slots, Kara Izmith had 1 building slots. Yeah, that's my colony in Thailand, that last one. French loyalists restore monarchy. Interesting. Okay, the Don-Kuban Union declared war on the Soviet Republic. Guess Krasnov didn't take it lying down, which makes sense. Death of Karen Boya. Karen Boya was found lifeless on a hill north of Allengas after she had seemingly intentionally overdosed on sleeping pills. The poet and author was known for her emotional instability, in particular over the last few months. Even more so since one of the women she loved, Anita Nathorst, was dying of cancer. Her sexuality was a public secret, but the pressure of it all might have been too much. Visst det ont när knapparna brister. Visst gör det ont när knapparna Visst gör det ont när knapparna brister. I'm not sure what that means. What does that mean? It hurts when the buds burst. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know. Google Translate might not understand the meaning of this, but whatever. It might be a saying of some sort. I don't know. I think apparently it's a quote from Karen Boya herself, I think. Oh. Oops, okay. Yeah, apparently, that's a line from one of Karen Boya's poems. Interesting. Not sure what the poem's about, though, but I'll do more research later. Learn something new every day. Okay. Let me raise taxes. Alright, I'm at 10% inflation, so in a few years I'll be able to end this crisis. And it looks like Haiti and the Dominican Republic are at war with each other. Interesting. I have an issue with manpower. Okay, I could either mobilize Landströmen or Military Production Act. And since I have a problem with my manpower and I don't have as much of it, I'll go with this one. Mobilize Landströmen. The Landströmen are territorial militia to be mobilized in time of need. With the world becoming ever less stable, it is time for us to mobilize the Landströmen before it is too late. Effect gains national spirit Landströmen, which grants recruitable population 1.00%, recruitable population factor 15%. Interesting. Apparently German volunteers are in the Don Kuban Union. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the Soviet Union for a second. Or the Soviet Republic. So, the Soviet Republic apparently can't form the Fourth International, but I'm gonna fix that with console commands, just to make the game a little more interesting. Fourth. There we go. Let me turn off allow Diplo. So basically Sweden is, I'm sorry, the Soviet Republic is now the new vanguard of the revolution. And it's a totalist revolution. This time, uh-oh. This isn't good. The Soviet Republic just declared war on Ukraine. And it looks like the Soviet Republic is now the vanguard of the revolution. Not just a socialist revolution, but also a totalist and communist revolution, basically. Totalism, communism, Bolshevism, all wrapped into one. Let's hope the Germans stop them. Let's just put it that way. And this time the Germans are the good guys, under the German Empire, which is a free country. And that's good. And who knows? Maybe the Soviets will be deposed, and democracy can return to Russia. I'll subsidize raw resource export, so I don't run out of resources. Which I won't, but, you know. These air and naval focuses are pretty short. Most of them are anyway, except for the... Interesting. Looks like Chicago might... Oh, okay, the Kingdom of Spain has joined the Entente. Awesome. Okay, the Kingdom of France has been restored, so now there's 2 French kingdoms. That's interesting. What about the Netherlands? What direction will they go into? Tag all. They could either join the Reichspakt or the Entente. I'll nudge them in one direction or another. Let me just wait a week. Usually they join the Reichspakt, but it'd be pretty cool if they joined the Entente, considering they could use more of a foothold in Europe. I'll research this. might declare a war goal against the Soviet Republic. I'm going to justify a war goal, conquer Karelia. The last 30... I'm sorry. Where's Karelia? Well, this whole region is Karelia. But I'll conquer... Yeah. Soros. On behalf of Finland. Finland has claims to this region, this region, this region, that region, because it's all part of Karelia, which there's a lot of people in here that are related to the Finnish people that live here. So I guess that's why they claim that. They've historically claimed this region. I think there might be some Finnish speakers here as well. But anyways, let's continue. I might wait until after Moscow falls for me to invade the Soviet Republic. Let me look at... Let me nudge them in one direction. I think I can say that in this world, neutrality is dead, except for Switzerland. In Europe, neutrality is dead unless you're Switzerland or socialist Greece. Or the Netherlands, apparently, but I'm changing that. I just want to see what direction they go in. I might want to nudge them towards the Entente. I don't know. Anyways, the Reichspakt's doing very good against the Soviet Republic. What's going on in the Netherlands? So they can't join the Entente for some reason. Or they could join the Reichspakt or proclaim neutrality. I don't know why they can't join the Entente. That's fine. I guess they could just stay neutral. Tag Sweden. Then there's good old Switzerland. They'll always be neutral, unless the Reichspakt takes them over. Which apparently they did. They did here. Oh yeah, I forgot. I think they were allied to the Internationale. Yeah, so... Basically, in Kaiserreich, if France invades Switzerland or makes it syndicalist, then Germany will invade, and Swiss neutrality is a thing of the past.